round one, fight! Or should I say, part one, fight night. Welcome, everyone. All you loyal MFers, I am your host, MC, your announcer, basically every employee in this company, Roman Empire, and welcome to the first fight night following the Bulletproof pay-per-view. We saw a new Vigilante Champion crowned. We saw quite a few championships, some defended, some changing hands, but in the end, just a glorious night of pay-per-view action. But we keep moving forward here in Salt Lake City, Utah, home of the Mormons, as we do something that's probably not going to sit well with the religious community. Moving on to more violence, we kick off with a singles match, but not just any singles match, 2 out of 3 falls, and we're not doing this because of ad breaks. We're doing this because the Hulk has some unfinished business with a member of the Fight Night roster. If you'll remember way back to our first Fight Night episode, Hulk was supposed to be in a match that would potentially qualify him for an Omega level championship match, only to be attacked in the backstage area by Darkseid, who essentially stole that spot to go on and face the man who would become champion, Batman. So in order to settle things, it wouldn't just be enough to have this be one fall to a finish, because Darkseid then followed up by defeating Hulk in a Falls Count Anywhere match, driving him headfirst into the floor with an anti-life pile driver. So this will be a 2 out of 3 falls match to finally put to rest who the better man is. Will it be the intergalactic tyrant, the leader of Apocalypse, Darkseid, or will it be the big green monster, the hero who just wants to be left alone, the man you wouldn't like when he's angry, Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk? We're about to find out as we get things rolling here on Fight Night. This promises to be a brutal one, as we already see Hulk coming in hot, and one of the few people to have the power to stave off Darkseid, and vice versa, one of the few people able to shrug off a shoulder block like that from the Hulk. See these two absolute behemoths running into each other like Mack trucks. A DC versus Marvel matchup. One of the only places in all the multiverse you're going to see stuff like this is right here at MFW. And we ain't going to science it out for you, even though I love me all sorts of death battles. No, this is about sports entertainment. As these two giants continue to overpower one another. Referee hopping out of the way there, and I do not blame him. That is a terrifying sight to see lumbering your way. Hulk has had this new fire lit under him, specifically after defeating Magneto. He suffered a loss to Magneto, was one of the giants, along with Darkseid, who was felled by Magneto. And oh wait, Hulk setting up here for a spear. Could we see the first fall early? Oh no, reversed into a DDT. Darkseid saw it coming. Going in for a quick pin. I doubt that's going to be enough to put him away as the referee gets into position. Only a 1 count. But as we were saying, it was suffering a loss to Magneto that Magneto then took things a little too far. Thought he was getting too big for his own britches, in my opinion, and attacked the Hulk. A bloodied Hulk left, laying. And the response from the Hulk was not a favorable one. Things broke down over the course of the next few episodes of Fight Night as Darkseid is sent tumbling out here. And so it was decided that a match would be scheduled between those two, Hulk and Magneto, to sort of put the punctuation mark on exactly who was the better man, particularly because... Oh, wait a minute. Elevated triangle choke here. Will it be enough? No, fighting out of it is Darkseid. I'll get back to my point. Part of the reason that match was made to decide who exactly was the strongest of the two was because Hulk did make Magneto tap out on the outside during that aforementioned match power slam. This could be the first fall here. And there's the 3 count. First fall goes to the Hulk, but we keep going. This is 2 out of 3 falls. Magneto and the Hulk faced off because Hulk able to make Magneto tap out on the outside. That led to the anger and the embarrassment from Magneto that caused him to snap and attack Hulk. A mistake made, in my opinion. And that set off that sort of short rivalry between those two. DDT here. Magneto and then Hulk would face off. No disqualifications match. Magneto tried to introduce a weapon. It did not go well. In the end, a very quick matchup. Hulk with a dominant victory over Magneto. And since then, Hulk, with that momentum, has said, I want to put to rest. Not in those words. It wasn't Professor Hulk at the time. More of a Savage Hulk. It was more like Hulk smash Darkseid. Pin here, not enough. But essentially, I'm translating loosely here, that is my job. Hulk was saying he wants to put to rest this idea that Darkseid believes he's better than the Hulk. Hulk believes he is the strongest there is, period. But here we go, anti-life pile driver. We saw what this did when it was done on the outside during a Falls Count Anywhere match. This could be it for the second fall. Only a 2 count. Hulk may have the cushion of the first fall, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to lay down and take a pin. If you're going to make him stay down for a 3 count, you really do have to make him. Oh, big elbow drop. Large frame across the sternum. For a smaller opponent, that might even be a final blow. Got to imagine, though, with Magneto had such a win streak going on, to lose to the Hulk in such a decisive, quick match. Probably going to want to answer that back tonight. Try to get back on track. Particularly for the sake of the Brotherhood, which has been doing quite well with him in the winning position that he's been in. Only a 2 count, but a close one. Clearly, Hulk exhausted, damage done. As Darkseid sees that, smells the blood in the water, and sets up for another anti-life pile driver. That's a second. Going straight into the pin this time. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, a 2.9. Hulk kicking out yet again. Just will not go down. As he pummels Darkseid now. As we were saying, though, Magneto probably going to want to answer back, try to get back in winning fashion for the sake of the Brotherhood, doing so well while he's been in winning position. When a leader of a faction like that starts to go downhill, it's very possible that could affect the rest of the faction. Another big elbow drop from Darkseid here. Big clothesline from the Hulk, though. These two absolute mammoths going at it. It's not often you see them go up against somebody so equally powerful who can derail them in such a fashion. Ooh, big uppercut. Looked like that back of Darkseid's head there bounced off the bottom rope on the way down. Another DDT, and this time busted open, our censors say. You won't see him bleed. Darkseid won't allow it. Going in for the 2-pin. Probably hidden by that helmeted suit he is wearing. But we have censors for such things, and for the health of our employees. That's right, they're employees. Alright, you heard me. I mean, technically, I can do whatever I want. I don't actually have to pay them, because they're not. Moving on. Elevated triangle choke here. Will he force Darkseid to tap out? Wriggling in his grip. It's not enough. Hulk releasing it, not sensing any give anytime soon, and going right back to the offense. Hulk slowing down the pace, grounding, and damaging a weakened Darkseid. Oh, walking over the stomach. Full, probably near 800 pounds. Hulk setting up for another finish. Power slam. Could this be the second fall? Could he sweep this one? Only a 2 count. 2.9. Real close. But Darkseid kicks out, knows He has to pick up the next fall if he wants a chance at winning this matchup. Darkseid now setting up. It could be a third anti-life pile driver. And you have to imagine if this one hits. I can't see Hulk getting up from that. Hulk busted open. 1, 2, 3. No surprise there. Second fall awarded to Darkseid. And that leaves us with the final fall. This will be the deciding rubber match fall here. Oh, reversal of the neckbreaker. Hulk with a neckbreaker of his own. A recently pile-driven Hulk into the neckbreaker and immediately follows up with the power slam into the pin. Count it, ref. 1, 2, 3. That is the 3 count there. Hulk with an impressive third fall victory just after Darkseid picked up that victory with the third anti-life pile driver. To suddenly have the wherewithal to break out of that neck breaker and turn into one of his own and immediately follow up with a very smooth power slam. Impressive work by the Hulk. Definitively beats Darkseid and moves on to hopefully bigger and better things. Things like perhaps that briefcase we mentioned hanging above the ring at Infinity for Fight Night. We've talked about Retcon in the Bank. But for the Fight Night side, it is the Ultimate Contingency Plan Briefcase. In that briefcase, the Ultimate Contingency Plan is basically a almost sure-proof, I guess foolproof is the correct term, and surefire. Maybe it's full fire. I don't know. I don't know what's in the briefcase. I just know that supposedly it basically almost guarantees you the Omega level championship. An opportunity to challenge for it anytime, any place. Again, a familiar scenario, but that just makes it a little easier to explain. Apparently not when I get my words all tied up. And because it's hot and I can't think straight, but I'm doing my best. But, as we mentioned, any big victory here can bring you one step closer to being in that match, and you have to imagine Hulk may have just earned his way closer to a spot in that ladder match. But we are moving on to the Vigilante division, as the Vigilante Champion recently acquired the belt in an incredible match at Bulletproof with the former champion Vanguard. Daredevil set to show his stuff now that he has the title around his waist against another member of the Vigilante division. Although you gotta wonder where Vanguard is in this equation right now. Is he watching backstage? Is he keeping an eye on the title picture? Because in my opinion, we don't know a lot about this man, but he came in and on his first night he won that title. I don't think he's going to let it go very easily. If I were him, I'm not saying I am, but if I were him, I would be laser focused on regaining that title. But as that riff hits, we are introduced to his challenger. This is a non-title match, but somebody who clearly would like to have a shot at that title in the future, being a member of the Vigilante division. He is the clone. He is Ben Reilly. He is Scarlet Spider. Obviously, himself and Spider-Man have both been featured quite heavily in recent fight nights, have been working their way towards the top ranks. Had some wins, had some losses. Those losses often at the expense of the former champion, Vanguard. But looking for a new opportunity here, new champion, new chance to be in the title hunt by picking up a victory over Matt Murdock. It'll be interesting to see how they fare with a new champion to target, especially one that they've know a bit more about, that they have some history with, that they have some knowledge of, versus the relative stranger that is Vanguard. But let's not wait any longer. Get into singles action here. This is one fall to a finish. Oh, well, it seems we mentioned keeping a close eye on the title picture. He's here. Vanguard is here. And it looks like he will be keeping a very close eye on the new champion, Daredevil. Making his way around the ringside here. Daredevil's focus right now is very fixed on the former champion. I don't think that's wise. He should probably keep his eye on his opponent. Regardless, though, Vanguard looks to be joining us at ringside. Don't know if he's going to say much, but he's got his eyes on the champ. Daredevil not letting it slow him down into that tilt-a-whirl DDT. It's almost as if this presence has spurred him to take things even more seriously. Almost as if sending a message through Scarlet Spider. But Ben Reilly is not allowed to let himself be the sacrificial effigy. Big crossbody coming in from Daredevil. That snapping quickness of his offense. But wait a minute. Turned into an alley-oop. Went for that Hurricane Rana. Planted face first. Both men so agile, so quick to respond. Counter offense so dangerous. Into a quick pin. Only a 1 count. No surprise there. Ooh, big kick. Looked like to the ribs. Floored his opponent. In that standing Phoenix splash. Went for another crossbody, but this time Scarlet Spider able to react. Both these men. So everybody in the Vigilante division, so impressive. Personally, one of my favorite divisions of MFW. It's just high-flying, acrobatic, quick, martial experts. You're going to see a lot of impressive athleticism in that division. Which is probably why there is such a focus from the former champion Vanguard here on getting that title back and laser focus on the man who took this title, because I think it's such a coveted championship despite Omega level championship being the top on the brand. Building a rich history here, right? It may not have the tradition and long history of some other titles, but wait a minute. Daredevil seems to have been distracted by a wave from the former champion Vanguard, calling him over. If I'm Murdoch here, I don't bother with this. I don't get provoked. You stay in the ring. You stay on your opponent. And he's making a mistake here, and he's going to pay for it. Big right hand. He's been floored. And Vanguard seems to have lost interest. Is now leaving ringside. Scarlet Spider with a big enziguri. Oh! I think we just heard the face collide off the side of those metal stairs. Murdoch has made a huge mistake taking his eye off the ball and focusing on the wrong thing here. That could cost him. Really should have paid more attention. Almost disrespectful to Scarlet Spider as he makes him pay for it with a super kick into a straitjacket German suplex. And now setting up for the Clone War. We've seen this before. No, but sidestep. Talking about that quickness, the ability to react so quickly. Big handspring, back elbow. Scarlet Spider is feeling the momentum on his side, going in for a quick pin after that show-off backflip. I know a couple of people who like to backflip after showing off. Almost always a mistake, in my opinion. But what works in D&D is not that. Anyway, moving on as I nerd out from the heat and delirium, we return our focus to this surfboard stretch as Scarlet Spider has really taken advantage of that sudden shift in the momentum of this match thanks to former champion Vanguard. Ooh, big right hand from Daredevil. Oh, into a twisting DDT reminiscent of Green Arrow, another member of the Vigilante division. Not quite delivered with the finishing impact, though, of the Emerald Archer. And Murdoch knows it, hence why he doesn't go straight for a pin after that. You now see him working the chin lock, trying to slow down the very quick-footed offense, the high-flying offense of Scarlet Spider. Another handspring, but this time caught in the back of the neck and shoved off as Scarlet Spider immediately handsprings to his feet and retaliates. Swinging dropkick in the corner. And this is the kind of intense, high-speed action you get with the Vigilante division of Fight Night. Warzone could keep its powerhouses, its Supermen, and its Aquamen, and its Shazams, and its Black Adams. And it's Dr. Doom's Torpedo DDT. I will take the Vigilante division any day. Love that kind of action. Oh, sent flying over the barricade is Murdoch. Scarlet Spider. Maybe not knowing his own strength on that one. Daredevil looked like he got his foot caught up in that steel chair on the side that Vanguard was originally sitting on. Already at a 5 count. Scarlet Spider takes him into the ring, going for another quick pin. Not likely to be enough, but he's done quite a bit of damage. Already 2.5. So you see these pinfalls often a way of gauging exactly how exhausted and how much damage has been done to your opponent. See how long they stay down off a relatively innocuous move. And if you're lucky, you might pick up the pinfall anyway, so it's no real risk to you. Wise strategy. Seeing that single leg camel clutch now. Scarlet Spider trying to work over Daredevil. Daredevil really has no one to blame but himself for allowing himself to be put in this position. Some would blame Vanguard for distracting, but really, if you're in the ring, it's your job not to be distracted by that sort of thing. Oh, another twisting DDT into the pin. Desperation maneuver of sorts. Only a 2 count, though. Daredevil dragging his opponent to his feet. Oh, could we see it? Looking to hit the blind spot. Nails it. And our sensors reading under that mask. He is busted open. And that is your 3 fall. Daredevil with a big win. Perhaps a lucky one at that. Snapping that blind spot out of nowhere to pick up the victory. But he almost cost himself this match, allowing himself to be distracted. But that is still a win for the champ. But I think it's clear now the former champion has no intentions of moving past this and simply letting it be. You got to think he's got his eyes on that belt, looking to recapture it in the very near future. Daredevil, I have to imagine, after what just happened, is going to have no problem obliging him for a fight. That being said, we mentioned earlier the Magneto Hulk blow-off that ended with a defeat for Magneto, his first. And we've heard he wants to turn things around, and the best way to do that is with a victory in the ring. So he has laid out an open challenge. He is going to stand in the middle of that ring where you see the champion right now and wait for the first opponent to make themselves known, to come and challenge him in one-on-one action. Who will it be from the Fight Night roster taking on the Master of Magnetism, attempting to pick up a victory over a man who up until now was on a hell of a win streak and had boasted victories over the likes of Darkseid, Apocalypse, and the Hulk all in a row. The man who believes he is superior, that mutant kind is superior, looking to prove it yet again by defeating an opponent who he is completely unaware of. Some would say that is overconfident given his recent defeat, but if you want to get back into winning, oh, wait a minute. Black Panther, King T'Challa, Wakanda Forever, making its presence known. The debut of the King of Wakanda, Black Panther, Avenger, Marvel Knight, the first black superhero and icon of comics, not just Marvel, comics period, making his debut here in MFW, and he is on Fight Night. Would be a contender in either the Vigilante or Omega level divisions, you got to imagine. Don't know if Magneto was expecting this, but two leaders of nations. Magneto has been a leader of a nation before. Genosha and Asteroid M and the likes. Wakanda coming in with its representation, aggressive. Black Panther, unrelenting strikes to start things off and continuing that assault. Magneto quick to dodge though. spry for his age. An aggressive choke there. Magneto not gonna take this line. Oh, made a big whiff. Went for a neck breaker and overshot. And, oh, Black Panther made him pay for it. And now a knee to the back of the head. If you're looking to make an impression in your debut, beating someone with the reputation of a Max Eisenhardt, of a Eric Lenscher, of a Magnus, whatever name you want to call him by, it's a hell of a way to do it. Black Panther picked his spot, in my opinion, waited for an opportunity like this. Answered the open challenge. Oh, and a big punch. Immediately into the pin, but only a 1 count. Magneto with that kick to the ribs, slowing down his opponent. Smart strategy, wise strategy, given that Black Panther is such a quick, agile opponent. Now going strike for strike. An arm drag, hip toss style. I suppose not really a hip toss. It's more of a just an arm drag. Japanese arm drag, excuse me, that's what it was. Wakanda Sunrise. Seen a similar maneuver from other opponents. That backflip into that sit out. Oh, but a pile driver. Seen that signature maneuver from Magneto. We know what he's setting up for now. Aiming to land the supremacy and put this one away. He's hooked the arms. There it is. This could be it. Could this be an unfortunate end to the debut of Black Panther? Oh, only a 2 count. King T'Challa kicks out, showing that resiliency. Came in full of fire and fury, but Magneto eventually fighting his way back into this, making an even matchup, and now it's been very back and forth between these two, trading control of the match. A series of elbow drops to the leg, trying to weaken that base. Again with the choke, cutting off the oxygen. Makes a very acrobatic or aerial offense, one based on quickness, more difficult to execute when you have such trouble breathing. Slipping in that now cross-face chicken wing style submission. More of a chicken wing cross-face, because there is a difference. Push my glasses up. Total nerd, I know. I'm very aware. And the hotter it gets, apparently, the nerdier I get. Oh, wait a minute. Wakanda Kinshasa! Nails it! I think that might be it. 1, 2, 3. Black Panther with a win out of nowhere. I was in the middle of being delirious. Almost didn't see it happen. The Wakanda Kinshasa catching Magneto right across the face. Putting away the Master Magnetism as King T'Challa racks up his first victory in his debut here on Fight Night. Congratulations to the King of Wakanda for his debut. And you can tell with a second defeat in a row, Magneto's probably not feeling too confident. At the very least, pride's hurt. But we continue rolling on. That is not where things end tonight. No, we mentioned that briefcase match for the Ultimate Contingency Plan Briefcase. And not to be outdone by Warzone, Warzone had its 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. But we have a pinfall or submission elimination battle royal. 8 men, but it won't be over the top rope here. One of those men you see making his way to the ring, Spider-Man, in that initial match for the Vigilante Championship. Unable to pick up that title, but looking to shoot even higher for the Omega level championship. But in that 8-person ladder match for the Ultimate Contingency Plan Briefcase, one of those slots will be held by whoever wins this match here tonight. As making his way to the ring, the second contender, the Punisher, Frank Castle, has made his presence felt before, has not had the victorious streak he'd hoped for since debuting, looking to turn things around in a big way, earning a potential title shot. as we look to our third competitor. Again, that briefcase will be contended for at Infinity, along with the Retcon in the Bank briefcase for Warzone. Nightwing, the third competitor, making his way to the ring. As we roll along in quick fashion to Green Arrow, someone we mentioned earlier tonight, the Emerald Archer, looking to transition perhaps from the Vigilante division along with the likes of Nightwing and Spider-Man and Punisher, and capture that Omega level championship by cashing in that Ultimate Contingency Plan briefcase. But first, gotta win this match to get there. As making his way to the ring, the rebel with a cause, Red Hood Jason Todd, one half of the Outlaws, who we've seen in tag team action before, making his singles debut. Well, granted, this isn't a singles match really, but it is the first time he'll be competing on his own. Every man for himself in this matchup. As I get a little bit of breathing room to explain this match, it is not, as I said, an over-the-top rope battle royal. It'll be pins or submissions. Members of the match will be eliminated by such means until there is only one left. That person will be our winner and will gain a slot in the Ultimate Contingency Plan briefcase 8-man ladder match. It is a mouthful. Apparently, the contingency plan written in that briefcase, devised by some of the greatest tactical minds of Fight Night, the likes of Bruce Wayne, of Nick Fury, of Slade Wilson. A plan devised to defeat almost anyone with the proper timing and forethought. However, it is up to the person who cashes that briefcase in to make good on that plan. As we get ready for the other half of the Outlaws, competing for himself, not for his unit this time, Arsenal. A healthy respect between these two teammates, but they will compete to the best of their ability to be the last man standing in this match and to claim a spot for future championship opportunity. Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, aka Speedy. For those of you who only know the Arrowverse, you may know somebody else as Speedy, but in the comic books, Roy Harper, the original Speedy, went on to become Arsenal when breaking off to become his own man. Own hero. Member of the current incarnation of the Outlaws here on Fight Night. We've seen them in tag team action. This will be also his first foray into singles competition. But we've got a couple more competitors in this match looking to gain big opportunities to potentially find themselves at the top of the mountain. And here's one of them, Damian Wayne, aka Robin, the current Robin. Obviously, we've seen Tim Drake, we've seen Nightwing, Dick Grayson, seen Jason Todd in this matchup alone. Presumably, Jason Todd also one of the multiversal versions behind the identity of Arkham Knight. But the current Robin is this young man, Damian Wayne. Always knew he was ambitious, could even attempt to claim that title from his own father should he gain the opportunity to grab that briefcase and claim it as his own. But he's got to get through here tonight first. And there's 7 other men in that ring who are going to look to stop those ambitions. That being said, former member of the League of Assassins, no matter his age, so you can't really rule him out as a potential victor in this matchup, even with the likes of the others surrounding the ring. But he is not the final competitor. There is one more. We've seen this man before. It's part of what was supposed to be a tag team match, only to turn into a handicap match during the period where Arkham Knight and Batman were embroiled. Bullseye, we saw him functioning alongside Wilson Fisk, but this will be, again, the first time we see this man in singles action, competing on his own, no backup, against 7 other men. He's ready to prove a point. Watching Daredevil attain the Vigilante Championship has lit a fire under Bullseye, and he wants to one-up that man, one-up the man without fear, by claiming a potential guaranteed championship run with the Omega level title. The first step to doing that, defeating his opponents here in this 8-man elimination style battle royal. I want to thank you all once again for joining us here at MFW. Always warms my heart to see you come back and join us each and every episode as we ring that bell and start this chaos. 3 former sidekicks of the current Omega level champion Batman in that ring. Something to be aware of. Just how many people here potentially know the champion so well. Imagining any one of those individuals with that briefcase could guarantee the downfall of the current Omega level champion. Excuse me. That being said, they've got to make it as champion past infinity. And we know there's no shortage of challenges to that. Oh! Arsenal catching Nightwing as he went for that, looked like a spinning heel kick, caught him into a backbreaker. Impressive reversal by Arsenal there. Outlaw's looking good as well as Bullseye. Punisher. It's been a chaotic matchup so far. Oh! Twisting roundhouse. And Arsenal just hopped out in a handspring. Recovered like it was nothing. Spear! A tackle out of nowhere from Punisher to Green Arrow practically folded him in half. And a big spinning right hand descended upon the skull of Damian Wayne. Referee's been knocked out. Not sure in all this chaos when it happened, but Spider-Man now reading sensors under that mask. He's been busted open. This is straight carnage. Another backbreaker reversal. Punisher this time catching that spinning heel kick, and Nightwing just cannot catch a break with that offensive maneuver. If he takes any more damage to the lower back, it's going to become a target in this match. Ooh, Red Hood went for a clothesline only for Spider-Man to duck out of the way at the last moment. He may not have full access to his spider sense, but he's got quick reflexes. And the power dampers in the arena don't completely eliminate certain gifts, particularly physical ones, and another spear, another tackle folding Nightwing in half out of nowhere. A red arrow from Arsenal to his mentor, Green Arrow. Into the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Could have been the first elimination there. Punisher now into the pin. Oh, 2.9, just a little bit short, eliminating Nightwing, but not quite. A big clothesline to Damian Wayne. Will that be enough? Yeah. Oh, no. 2.9. A lot of close calls thus far, and looks like Green Arrow setting up for the trick shot. Hits the back of Arsenal's head with that boot. A moon stomp avoided by Punisher from Nightwing. This is straight chaos. So difficult to call with all of this action going on in the ring at once. Arsenal now working over his mentor. Oh, somebody else busted open. Looks like Nightwing busted open with those lefts and rights from Punisher. Quite a few individuals taking the time to taunt. Not sure it's the best idea. Oh, wait a minute. Running knee. The Bullseye. From Bullseye to Damian Wayne. And Damian Wayne is the first eliminated Robin caught with that Bullseye running knee. No shortage of ego from Bullseye naming his own finishing maneuvers after his own name. But when your name's Bullseye, it's pretty apt. Everybody laid out now. Damian Wayne needs to make his way out of the ring. Has been eliminated. Unfortunate for the young man. But with the least experience of anyone in the ring, it's not entirely unexpected. A kick out from Green Arrow after that spinebuster-like maneuver. Oh, Nightwing whiffs on an elbow drop as Punisher rolls out of the way. Oh, and a single leg facebuster. That single underhook facebuster, I should say. As Nightwing sets up Arsenal beneath him in the corner. Oh, an enziguri. Did you see that tornado enziguri? It looked like his feet slid under Punisher's body and lifted him up a little bit. This is a little bit of a from the hips of Punisher as he nailed the tornado enziguri to the side of Green Arrow's head. And now, knifefall to the Punisher, busting him open, but the ref is knocked out. Nightwing can't go for the pin. The referee has been knocked out. Not sure when that happened in all this chaos, but that could have been an elimination of the Punisher. Frank Castle cannot be eliminated, though, while the referee is not there to make the count. And that has backfired on Dick Grayson. That is the kind of chaos this match brings and the opportunity that one can capitalize. I should capitalize on. Use proper grammar if I'm going to say it. A pin here from Punisher to Nightwing after that beating. And it's an elimination. Pummeled him into unconsciousness with those lefts and rights. Even after Nightwing was able to deliver that Nightfall finisher. Eventually Punisher fighting back into it until he hit him so hard he still hasn't stirred. He may not even know he's eliminated. Frank Castle with that beating he put on. Arsenal trying to use the ropes. Oh, a bullseye running knee. This one sliding across the ground from Bullseye to Green Arrow. Two variant forms of that running knee. One to a downed opponent. The other one to a standing one. Punisher had that Dragon Sleeper locked into Arsenal, but it looked like he couldn't use it to eliminate his opponent because it was broken up by the action happening around him. But wait a minute. Curb stomp. Arsenal's been busted open. That could be it for him. Former sidekick to Green Arrow could be out. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, excuse me, I burped in the middle of that 3 count. Excuse my unpleasant and impolite behavior. Like I said some episodes ago, I loaded up on Snapple sometimes. I think another running knee from Bullseye caught Green Arrow. And he's out! Green Arrow eliminated by the Bullseye running knee and a sliding baseball dropkick as Spider-Man and Red Hood are the first to find themselves on the outside of the ring now. Herc and Rana, I'm not sure they can get back in there because I don't remember how this works. But let's hope they make it back in the ring or this will never end. Yep. But that's what happens at MFW. Sometimes things go wrong. Oh, Arsenal caught! It was like a capture suplex from behind. A half and half suplex. I don't know how to categorize that particular move, but it looked painful. We are down to 5 of the 8 men that started this matchup. Both members of the Outlaws still in it. Spider-Man still in it. Punisher and Bullseye rounding out our 5. Oh! Arsenal looked like he was going for that swinging turnbuckle dropkick, but Bullseye in the way had to readjust. Turned his attentions. I think he's thinking about going for that tornado enziguri again. Doesn't realize there's a body behind him, apparently. Arsenal want to turn around. Frank Castle's in the corner there. Oh, and a neck breaker. Punisher does not like to be ignored, apparently, as we finally get Spider-Man and Red Hood back in the ring, which means there will be a definitive end to this match, thankfully. Pair of submissions, and now Punisher apparently doesn't have anything to do, so he's just gonna wait. He's gonna wait for an opportunity to kick somebody's ass. And there is that opportunity. Went for another tackle, but got leapfrogged by Arsenal. Oh, but catches him. Bullseye going for the Irish whip, and Punisher retaliates with a second spear. Folds Red Arrow in half. I don't know why I called him Red Arrow. It's his finishing maneuver, but Arsenal folded in half at least. Another curb stomp, but Bullseye sneaking in, stealing a pin. And he eliminates his opponent off his other opponent's finisher. That is classic villain textbook play by Bullseye there. stealing a victory. But right now, Bullseye is on a roll. Has had, I believe, 3 eliminations so far. Saw that springboard super kick from Red Hood to Spider-Man on the top turnbuckle. It was laying over him for a second there. Oh! Bullseye was setting up for the sliding Bullseye, only to get stomped in the chest by an irate Punisher. You gotta think that's payback for stealing his pin earlier. But we mentioned... Oh, wait, point-blank shot. Red Hood could eliminate Spider-Man right here. 1, 2, 3... Oh, 2.9, so close. Ever so close to an elimination with our final 4 here. It's a Marvel-heavy final 4. But another point-blank shot is Red Hood determined to put away Spider-Man. And there's your elimination. It's down to Red Hood, Bullseye, and Frank Castle. Big capture suplex. Punisher now. Oh, attempted to pummel with those signature left and rights, but Bullseye saved inadvertently by the stomp to the face from Red Hood. And that spinning European uppercut, and now a package pile driver, planning his opponent. These 3 so vicious, so merciless. What an even trio to have to face one another in those regards. Now breaking up each other's attempts here. Oh, went for a bicycle knee, but missing. A spinebuster interrupted with a punch to the side, or the ribs, maybe the kidneys, from Bullseye, collapsing them into a heap. Oh, and a big drop kick, or perhaps a running single leg drop kick from Bullseye in the middle of that rest hold to knock Frank Castle flat in his back. And now setting up, we could see another Bullseye, that running knee. Oh, but avoided. Big chop. Oh, went for an enziguri, but didn't quite catch it. We've talked about those eliminations, though. 3 eliminations from Bullseye in this match so far. So dominant! Good lord! Running single leg dropkick out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3, and Red Hood has been eliminated. 4. Count them, 4 eliminations from Bullseye. He's eliminated half the opponents in this match. Granted, there's an asterisk next to one because the finisher from Frank Castle responsible for it. But here now, a pummeling series of blows. Could this be it? It's over. Frank Castle returns the favor, stealing a last-second victory over Bullseye, and he is the winner, earning a spot in that Ultimate Contingency Plan Briefcase ladder match. Congratulations to Frank Castle, the Punisher, with a big victory, looking to turn things around for himself here on Fight Night. An excellent, excellent matchup by all 8 men in this match. A hell of a performance by Bullseye with all those eliminations, but in the end, Punisher is the one who walks out with the victory. I want to thank you all guys again for joining me. Remember to hit that like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Leave a comment if you've got some thoughts you want to share with the rest of us here in the multiverse. And subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing. I've been a Roman Empire. You have been great. And remember, I am always here for you, even if it's just to provide a little bit of entertainment. You are loved. There are people around you who care about you. Never forget that.